We've got your top 10 fantasy baseball ads for week 6 coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello, sports fans. Welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. We are going to do the top 10 ads in fantasy baseball for week 6. Before we get started, of course, if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that way you get notified whenever we drop an episode. We also have a shout out. Uncle Ted gave us a couple of names here to consider picking up, and we are going to get to those two in a second. They did make, both of them made the top 10 list. And we also have a bit of a promotion. We just passed 1,000 subscribers, so you will see here we do have a giveaway that we are going to be doing. If you're interested in that, the link to that video will be included in the description box below. But let's get started here on our top 10 list here. We are starting off with someone who actually got demoted at number 10, Jordan Walker. Last week in AAA, didn't do quite so hot. 185, 2 runs, 1 homer, 1 run batted in. He is on this list, on this top 10 list, is somebody that I would still consider stashing in many of my leagues. His 2022 season in AAA looked like the following. He hit 306 with a 510 slug, 898 OPS, 19 homers, 22 stolen bases. He has a cannon of an arm. He's got the potential to be a 5-tool player. And Coach Marmol said it would be crazy to think that Walker wouldn't be returning to the Cardinals. I would imagine here probably sooner rather than later. Of course, there is a bit of a logjam in the outfield. There would have to be an injury or some type of move on the Cardinals roster to allow room for Walker to actually get everyday at bats. But I think that is going to be in the works. I'd be shocked if he doesn't make it back up here relatively soon. Going to number 9, we're going to take a look at Mason Miller, Oakland, 32% owned here. 7 innings pitched last week, 6 strikeouts, no earned runs, 0.57 whip. He no-hit the Mariners for 7 innings. 54% of his pitches were strikes, though, so he didn't show a whole lot of command, but his stuff was just absolutely electric. He's got a high 90s fastball. He's got a 13-mile-per-hour separation between his fastball and his slider, so that's going to mess around with the timing of opposing hitters. My only concern with Mason Miller, of course, he doesn't have a whole lot of minor league service time. He put in 28.2 innings pitched before his call-up to the majors. So keep that in mind if you're looking at getting Mason Miller on your squad. Up next, we're going to Detroit. Javi Baez, 54% owned, batting third in the Detroit lineup. 7 runs, 3 homers, 7 runs batted in, 333 average. He's finally off the offer for his homers for the year. He has 3 homers in his last 3 games played. He's traditionally been quite streaky at the plate, but what's nice to see about Javi Baez is he's significantly also cut down his strikeout percentage at 17.2. That's easily the best of his career, and he's also upped his walk percentage to an also best 6%. So if this is a new trend that we're seeing from Javi Baez, I do kind of like the way that his season might end up shaping up here this year. Going to Colorado, we are going to take a look at Elias Diaz, 41% owned, batting 5th in the Rockies lineup here. Last week, he posted 4 runs, 1 homer, 5 runs batted in, batted .421. His rostership at this point should be much higher than 41%. He is a catcher at Coors Field. He's hitting in a productive spot. His year-to-date average is .337. I mean, his year-to-date average is a lot higher than what his career average is, but you gotta think at this point with 40 games under your belt that this is something that we can expect to see from him. Solid batting average throughout the rest of the season. He's figured something out. He currently ranks 6th overall in Yahoo leagues here for the catcher position. He's ahead of guys like Darlton Varsho, JT Realmuto, both Contrerases. So if you have Diaz sitting on your waiver wire and you need a catcher, he's not to say that y'all would drop one of those 4, but he's certainly worth a look on your squad. Up next, we're going to go to Tampa Bay. Jason Adams coming in at number 6 on our list here. 55% owned. 4 innings pitched here last week. 3 saves, 9 strikeouts. No earned runs. 1.25 whip. He's filling in quite nicely there for Pete Fairbanks, who's out for, probably another couple of weeks. He is also great in leagues that count holds. I imagine that Jason Adam could potentially lead the league in that category and still pick up, a dozen saves or so by the end of the year on this crazy Rays team. Certainly worth a look. He's going to have a nice strikeout rating here as well, probably closer to 10, 11 strikeouts per 9. Definitely worth a look on a lot of squads. At number 5, we're going to go back to Oakland. Asdrubal Ruiz, 54% owned, batting first in that lineup here. 5 runs, no homers, 4 runs batted in, 4 stolen bases last week, 360 average. If you've been following Ruiz, you kind of already know his stolen base potential. There's no secret here. On his last game on Friday, though, he hit the 2 hardest balls, and both of them were over 105 miles an hour. So if he can get those in the air, there might be some double-digit homers in his bat over the course of the season. I would probably put him closer to 7 or 8, but it wouldn't surprise me if he gets to 10. He's also going to be hitting in front of Brent Rooker, which, with the season that he's having, might result in a healthy run total there for Asdrubal Ruiz. Going to Texas at number 4, Ezekiel Duran, 38% owned, batting 7th in that lineup. Last week, he had 4 runs, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in, batting .350. Now, if you combine his 89th percentile max exit velocity with the 93rd percentile sprint speed, you're going to have a very, very high ceiling in a player like Ezekiel Duran. Toss in the fact that he's got multiple positions in the infield. Duran's going to make a very interesting bench bat at the very least, especially in head-to-head leagues where you want to prioritize more of your spots for pitching. It's nice to have a guy that can play multiple positions and can fill into a spot there if needs be, and Duran might be the type of guy that would be a great piece for that type of lineup. Going to Seattle next, Bryce Miller at number 3, 45% owned. Pitched last week here to the tune of 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1.5 ERA, .33 whip. He had an extremely effective debut against Mason Miller and the Oakland Athletics here. But I put Bryce Miller much higher on my list because he has been a lot more polished in the minors. He's got 51 walks at 162 2/3 career innings in the minors here with pretty solid strikeout numbers and a great whip. So he's going to be a little bit of a safer pickup here for me if you're looking for a good young starting pitcher to be able to plug into your team. At number 2, we're going to Boston. Jaren Duran, 52% owned, batting 5th in that Boston lineup. 5 runs, 1 homer, 3 runs batted in, 2 stolen bases here on a 360 average. StatCast absolutely loves Duran right now. He's got the ability to post a 2020 season here as soon as this year with a very high batting average. This is probably going to be the last call on Jaren Duran before you can't find him in any of his leagues. I would strongly consider picking him up. I really do see that he might end up batting kind of in front of a lot of the big hitters in Boston here before it's too long. Last but not least, the hype is real here for Matt Mervis at number 1 on our list here, 45% owned, currently batting 7th for the Cubs here to start his career. In AAA so far, he's hit 6 homers with 27 runs batted in, 286 average, 962 OPS. No offense to Trey Mancini and Eric Hosmer, but the whole fantasy landscape is excited to see what Matt Mervis can do. I would expect Mervis to be in the lineup full time, and he's capable of putting up 25 to 30 homers before the season's end. And that's going to do it here for this list. If you did enjoy this episode, please do leave a like on the video and of course subscribe to the channel here so that way you don't miss another episode. But that's going to do it for us. Thank you guys again for watching. We are going to sign off for now, but we are going to catch you guys on our next episode.